Hello friends, welcome to my channel's recap. Today I am going to explain 2020 animated action adventure movie called Onward. Two brothers lost their father at a young age, but a secret spell can bring him back. However, there is no wizard left to perform this magic. Long ago, the world was full of wonders, adventures, excitement, and best of all, there was magic. Different mythic creatures lived in harmony and used magic to fulfill their all needs. However, using magic and mastering took lots of hard work and patience. So some of them found an easier way. It was science and technology. With each passing year, the advancement in technology and the luxuries it provided made the use of magic almost negligible. But some still believe that magic is still hidden in the hands of the chosen ones. Among these mythic creatures, there is an orphan elf named Ian Lightfoot, who is celebrating his 16th birthday. He gets up early and wears his dad's sweet shirt. After greeting his mom, he starts looking for breakfast. His mother Laurel suggests that he should invite his classmates to his birthday party, but Ian is too shy to do that. Ian is totally opposite of his extrovert elder brother, Barley, who is never afraid to show his real self. Barley has keen interest in magic and knows everything about all the historical mythic creatures and their powers. He advises Ian to find his powers too. As they get out of their house, they are greeted by the city police officer and Laurel's boyfriend, Colt. He comes to scold Barley for his careless activities. Whenever the government tries to demolish any of the historical buildings, Barley gets in the way. Either he is protesting for the buildings or playing a board game based on mythical history. Ian feels embarrassed of his brother and rushes out of the scene immediately. On his way, he meets one of his dad's friends who reveals that Wilden was the most confident person he ever met. This makes Ian desire to become his dad. After reaching his school, he decides to bring positive changes in himself and notes them down. He starts by speaking up more and asks the student behind him to remove his feet from his chair. However, Ian is not bold enough to make others care about what he says. Ian does not give up and volunteers in the driving lessons, but they don't end up well either. Before going home, he makes his last attempt to socialize and invites his classmates to his birthday party. It went smooth until Barley showed up in his weird-looking truck, which he calls Guinevere. Ian wipes his sweat in nervousness and accidentally marks his face with ink. He gets really embarrassed, so he cancels his birthday party and rushes back home with his brother. Later that day, he just locks himself in his room and plays the short voice recording of his father. Ian wonders if there is a way he can meet his dad and learn some confidence from him. Suddenly, her mother walks in and tells Ian that Wilden left a gift for him. She does not know what it is, but Wilden requested to give it to Ian when he turns 16. Laurel brings a wrapped package and Ian opens it excitedly. There is a magic wand inside along with a letter. His father mentioned about magic disappearing from the world, but he believed some of it was left in Ian. Therefore, he left a wand and a few magical words called the visitation spell. It can bring a dead person back to life for one whole day. The boy can finally meet their dad. Barney notices the phoenix gem inside the package. That's the strongest magical stone. He picks it up excitedly with the wand and reads the spell. He tries multiple times but nothing happens. Their heart breaks and they give up. Laurel feels really sorry for them but reminds them of the fact that their dad really wanted to meet them with all his heart. This gift is still very special even if it doesn't work. After Lauren Barley leaves, Ian reads the spell again, but something astonishing happens. Everything in his room starts flying around. Barley rushes there and his jaws drop on seeing magic for the first time in his life. Suddenly, Wilden starts appearing in front of them, but stops in between. As Ian is inexperienced, the spell didn't work properly, and only Wilden's legs were reborn. The gem has been consumed, so the spell can't be performed again. Barley does not want to give up so soon. He decides to find another gem before the next sunset and meet his dad. Barley claims that his board game is based on real history, and according to it, a manticore named Cory has the map to find the Phoenix gem. They get in Guinevere and follow the address in placards to find Cory's whereabouts. Meanwhile, Ian keeps trying different spells from the book Barley lent him. None of them works, as Ian lacks passion and experience. Ian gives on magic and works on making a fake body for his dad, so he looks less creepy. After a while, they reach the middle of the forest, and surprisingly, there is actually a place there. However, it also changed over the years and became a bar. The fearless manticore who lived there now is working day and night to get more customers. Barley asks him for the map, but Cory says she will not send anyone on dangerous quests ever again because she can get used. Barley reminds her about her glory. She used to own a creepy tavern and people tremble in fear on seeing her. She was supposed to send heroes on adventures instead of serving food to the customers. Cory looks at herself and regrets what she had done. She loses her temper and starts breathing fire. All the customers run away in fear that the building starts crumbling down. The boys run away too, but their dad is in danger. Ian speaks the levitation spells and fortunately it works. They get back to Guinevere and drives away. They did not get the map, but the menu Cory designed also had the location to find the Phoenix Stone. Meanwhile, Laurel suspects that his son has gone to Manticore Tavern, so she rushes there too. Someone guides her that Cory may know where the boys went, so Laurel pretends to be a nurse and takes away Cory. The Manticore forget to tell some important details to Ian and Barley, so she must find them as soon as possible. The boys run out of fuel on the way, and the emergency fuel can has only a few drops. Barley suggests that Ian tries a spell to increase the size of the fuel can. However, Ian can't do it properly and he excitedly decreases the size of the can. Moreover, he has turned Barley into a tiny elf. They decide to go with Plan B and look for a gas station. A bunch of pixie dusters are there too. They are no more sweet fairies but more like hardcore bikers. Wilden accidentally hits their bike that makes the pixie dusters furious. Ian gets in the truck with Barley and his dad, but he is still afraid to drive. Ian gathers courage and starts the car as there is no option. The pixies keeps following them a long way, but the boys succeed in leaving them behind, and Barley's returned to his original size. The police stops them for overspeeding, but Barley has a plan. He teaches Ian a disguise spell and he turns into Colt. However, Ian must speak the truth, otherwise the spell will start disappearing. Ian succeeds in deceiving the police, but the last question put him in trouble. The police officer mentions Barley being a screwed up boy, and Ian says he is not, but the spell starts disappearing, proving that Ian also thinks that Barley is a nuisance. After driving a little far, Barley stops the car and steps out in anger. Ian tries to blame everything on the spell and explains that he does not consider his brother screwed up, but Barley believes that the spell was right. Ian does not trust him. Therefore, he never listens to Barley's suggestions. They start arguing but get distracted by Wilden dancing in the truck. He may not have ears, but he can feel the music vibrations. The boys start dancing along with Dad. Even though Wilden is not completely there, he still manages to resolve the fight between his sons. Ian regrets his behavior and agrees to take path of peril instead of the highway, as Barley suggests. Meanwhile, the police officer felt suspicious and called Colt. He informs Laurel and follows the boys himself as well. Barley knows each and every detail of Magical Land because of his interest in history. The next morning, they reach the mountains, but there is a deep pit in their way. Anything that falls in it never comes back. There is a bridge, but it can only be operated from the other side. Barley ties a rope around Ian and tells him to use the spell for the invisible bridge. When Ian gets halfway through, the rope slips away, but Barley keeps cheering for his brother and keeps him get to the other side. Afterwards, they follow the phoenix sculptures to find the gem. Cory reaches there to catch them, but Ian has gained enough confidence and boldness to drive away from the police. There is a dead end ahead, and Ian needs to use magic to block the police. However, he is too nervous to do that and gives up easily. Instead of forcing him, Barley sacrifices his beloved vehicle to block the police. He definitely has a big heart like a good big brother. They continue on their journey and find a stone tablet with a water symbol. They use magic to turn a piece of Cheetos puff into a boat and get under the cave. On the way, Barley reveals a secret he never told Ian before. When their dad was about to die in the emergency room, Barley was too afraid to see him in that condition. He could not gather courage to say the last goodbye, and he still regrets that. Therefore, Barley decided to never be afraid in his life. He may seem immature and he's actually responsible and caring. The boys have reached another cave, but it's full of several deadly traps. They hardly survive them but end up in a room where water is continually filling up. Someone needs to step on the bottom, on the ground, to open the door above. Luckily, their dad can hold his breath for that long because he does not have an upper body. With his help, the boys finally get out. Surprisingly, this whole journey brought them back in front of their school. Ian blames everything on Barley and believes they should have taken the expressway. Ian calls Barley screwed up and leaves to spend the last moments with his dad. However, Barley still believes in himself and keeps looking for the gem in the ancient fountain. Meanwhile, Ian sits down to cross all the checklist he made about the things he wanted to do with his dad, like laughing together, hanging out, learning to drive, and spending the whole life together. Ian suddenly realizes that he has already done all those things, not with his dad but with his loving brother. He turns back to his brother who has finally found the phoenix gem, but a red smoke follows him. It's the curse about which Cory forget to tell them. The curse turns into a huge dragon and wants the gem. Barley gives it to Ian so he brings back Wilden. Laurel and Cory reach there and try to stop the dragon with the legendary sword they borrow. However, they can't hold it back for long. Barley decides to distract the dragon so at least Ian can say goodbye to Dad. But Ian lets Barley have this opportunity because he missed it last time. Ian already had someone who always looked out for him, someone who pushed him to be more than he ever thought he could be. He never had a dad, but he always had his big brother. Saying this, Ian goes to defeat the dragon with all the magical spells he learned so far. The dragon is destroyed and Wilden has completely formed. But the sun has set in already and Ian can't make it back to meet his dad. However, Wilden sent a hug for his younger son and a lot of love too. The adventure has ended, but it left a deep impact. Ian has gained confidence and made a lot of friends. But most importantly, magic is coming back to the world gradually. Wishing for the things we can't have make us ignorant towards the blessings we already have. Look around, there is always a reason to smile and keep going onward. The movie ends here. Thanks for watching. If you like it, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel.